and thank you for finding me here at my original YouTube channel since 2020, Benidorm and beyond. I produce positive, upbeat and informative videos at least 3 times a week about the fantastic tourist city of Benidorm, where I have lived for a quarter of a century now. So if you enjoy this vlog, please consider becoming a subscriber so you'll never miss out on any of my brand new Spanglish adventures as I upload them in the future. Today I'm continuing my long-established series, Benidorm's brand new bars and businesses, which each time shows you a whole host of befores and afters that you may not have seen since you last visited the resort. These consist of bars, restaurants, shops and other businesses that have all opened under new guises in old premises, and with all the info that I give you as accurate as it can be, as always, to my knowledge. So let's crack on with the 30th instalment, and please feel free to check out my previous 29 vlogs for places you may have missed by simply searching Benidorm and Beyond New Bars and Businesses on YouTube. We started today where the Rincon de Loix meets the New Town Zone, along Calle Girona, which later on becomes the infamous Strip, and almost opposite the well-known sister hotels of the Sol Pelicanos and Ocas, where of course the ITV comedy series Benidorm was filmed. Here we see that what was previously an area of scrapland for many years, that hosted some large advertising hoardings for local attractions but very little else, has now become the food truck business of Elephant and Beers, with its already iconic elephant statue on the yellow roof, keeping an eye on the crowds leaving the nightlife or heading into town below. Serving food from one truck and drinks from the other, you can choose all your favourite bevies to drink al fresco, including the obligatory bottled beer buckets, as well as draft lager, spirits and mixers, tropical slushes, and I'm sure they offer soft drinks and water to cool you down too. With a feature faux greenery wall which handily hides storage and I think a toilet, as well as a large screen mounted for showing live sports, there are plenty of tables and chairs to relax on, as well as some much needed parasols for those searing hot days. It looks particularly pretty at night, with strings of warm lighting overhead and of course accompanied by the smell of fast food floating out into the warm Spanish summertime air to tempt you to buy as you pass. I'm really pleased to see this bit of old, unused and dirty abandoned space cleaned up to be turned into something lovely, and I wish them every success, as on the many times I walked by to catch the progress, I was always greeted with a friendly smile or wave, and you can't say fairer than that. Towards the centre of town now, and just up from Five Guys on the beachfront along Avenida de Bilbao, we can just see the gated entrance and bright pink signs of what was formerly the Mobility Factory sales shop, who sold and rented out mobility scooters and other electric vehicles. This unit, which now proudly displays the flag of Algeria, has become the bar and restaurant of Lark Food and Shisha, and here you can enjoy a hookah pipe as well as a bite to eat and drink in their modern and colourful premises, complete with cosy wrought iron lanterns and velveteen chairs and bench seats. Now heading into the upper Rincon de Loix area along Avenida de Estocolmo and just across from the La Siesta bungalow complex, which has many holiday rentals inside, we see what was previously the Bulgarian restaurant at Taberna Mitica, which is now merged with its sister business further up along the road on the corner junction with Calle de Londres, which was originally called Mystic, but which they've now renamed Taberna Mitica to take it back to its original roots. This has recently reopened after a full clean-up and upgrade, including extensive work on the outdoor terrace and gardens, with trees having been lopped and the whole area refreshed, to become the fantastic restaurant and live entertainment venue of Nook Ember. Offering everything from breakfast to dinners off the barbecue or just a refreshing cocktail on their newly glowed-up terrace, their tagline is where flavour meets fire, and it looks like the perfect spot to spend an hour or two on a balmy Spanish evening to me, so I might have to try it sometime soon. Moving over to pretty much the gateway to the old town now, along the bustling pedestrianised shopping street of Calle Gambo, and not far from the Hotel Avenida, we see that what was formerly the predominantly women's fashion retail outlet of Festa has now become the multi-brand sportswear shop of 10th. This is not the group's first store in town, however, as they also operate under the Decimas and Polynesia brands and sell a wide range of items as well as CF Benidorm tops, as the chain have an exclusive agreement with Benidorm Football Club to produce and serve as the official physical stockist of their sports apparel. This partnership was launched back in 2023 and even featured a special appearance by club vice president and legendary footballer David Villa, who visited a nearby branch on Calle Herrerias to sign shirts for fans. So now you know. Winging our way back to the centre of town and just off the leafy Plaza Triangular, Under the giant LED tower of the Tecneito, we see what was formerly a large cheapy-style Chinese shop, as well as the glitzy jewellery store of Swarovski alongside. The Chinese shop has now given away some of its space and the Swarovski store has gone, and these units have been replaced by the ice cream parlour of Dolce Fresa, who offer crepes, waffles and coffee to take away or eat in at their attractive street-side seating, with the jewellery store of Bamei immediately adjacent. Heading into the upper Rincon de Loix once more, this time on the hilly road of Avenida de Roma and directly opposite the tourist hotel of the 3-star Superior Hotel Gala Placidia, we see what was previously the Hera Bar, although I can't actually recall ever having seen this open, which has now become the small venue of Charlie's Pub, who have cleverly roped off the area between themselves and the mini-mart next door to prevent them piling up their cheap inflatables outside their premises when they're closed, as they'd done in the past when this unit was Hera. Right back in the heart of the Newtown party area now, along Calle Girona, which is of course otherwise better known as the Strip, and right under the shopping centre of La Noria and alongside Avenida de Murcia, or the Yellow Brick Road, just across from the popular Rockstar Bar, we see what was formerly, quite a few years ago now, Bourbon's Bar, which remained an empty and disused unit ever since its closure. This well-located venue has now been completely renovated and transformed to turn it into the vibrant new Fourjax Drinks Exchange Bar, which shut its door in its former location of the Avenida del Mediterraneo some months ago. Ready to kick off again in style with its stock exchange-linked theme, as well as a crazy DJ, parties, great drinks deals and karaoke, I'm sure once people figure out where it's now situated, it will be buzzing once more. And when the stock market crashes, don't forget to take advantage of those super cheap offers. Staying almost literally in the same location, but just 3 businesses up along the same stretch of bars and businesses, we see that what was previously the British pub of the Terrace Bar has now become the again British-run pub of the Black Swan. Promising brilliant staff and a very friendly atmosphere, they serve a full imperial pint of Amstel or Heineken for just €2 and also have beer bucket deals with 5 ice-cold bottles starting at just €7. Bargain! Moving over to the very centre of the Old Town now, on the corner junctions of the shop-filled street of Carrera de Tomas Ortuño and Calle de las Escoles, we see what was formerly, I believe, an old bookstore that has now become the modern and stylish cafe and bar of Amera Asai. Here they serve up healthy bowls of breakfast and brunch daily, alongside refreshing flavoured iced teas and fresh coffee, and their opening hours are from 9:30 in the morning until 10 at night. Heading into the new town again, this time along the busy dual carriageway road of the Avenida del Mediterraneo and just along from the popular British Bulldog Bar and the Indian restaurant of Kathmandu, we see what was previously the small ladies' fashion store of Kisbel Boutique. This unit has now changed its business usage completely to become another one of Benidorm's CBD stores, and I say that as they seem to be popping up more and more rapidly now, with this one being called simply the Cannabis Shop. Now right up on the border of the beautiful Levante and Poniente beaches, perched up high on the cliffs above Benidorm's port and small beach of Malpass, and just along from the well-known British pub of Sherry's in Plaza de la Señoria, we see what was formerly the bar and restaurant of La Sirena del Puerto, which had been closed and seemingly almost derelict for many years. This superbly located corner locale has now become the fabulous pizzeria of Pizzeria Popular, and with some of the interior tables getting a frankly amazing vista through the side glassed walls which are right on the edge of the headland. A franchise business dating back to 2014, Pizzeria Popular currently have 80 ovens in 46 cities in 6 countries, and with more than 35 pizza varieties to choose from, you can surely visit time and time again. Moving over to the Old Town once more, this time towards the bottom end of the traffic-free side street of Carrer San Roc, we see what was previously the Italian restaurant of Pizzeria Venezia. This good-sized business has now changed its style of cuisine to become the very Instagrammable steakhouse restaurant of Entrecote Salsa Café de Paris, which opens daily until 10 p.m, except Mondays when it's closed for a day of rest. Heading into the Newtown neighbourhood again, on the beachfront side of the bustling Avenida del Mediterraneo and just along from the so-called Stagman Corner, we see what was formerly the family-owned leather shop of El Castillo de la Piel Dos, which after years of threatening closing down sales and slashed prices, finally did close its doors for the last time. This has now become yet another Udaco Alamemention supermarket, meaning that they sell almost exclusively just food and drinks. And whilst many Udacos are popping up in various parts of the resort right now, these businesses are actually franchises that are owned and managed by the national Spanish supermarket chain of Uniday, so therefore have better pricing structures and policies than the ever-present mini-marts, who seem to just charge what they feel like on the day and to whoever they like. Whizzing right over to the Poniente side of town now, along the busy downhill avenue of the Avenida del Rey Jaime I, which was one of the main traffic veins in this area, although currently cut off towards the bottom end as a huge underground parking facility is being built, we see what was previously a closed-down double unit next to the cheap fashion store of Confecciones. This has now emerged as the fabulous alternative hippie-style shop of Taima Minerales y Artesanía, which sells a whole multitude of gorgeous decorations, accessories and semi-precious minerals and stones from all around the world, and which is incidentally replacing its current much smaller store, which sits on the other side of this large main road. With its huge selection of incense burning away, I have to say it also smelt as well as looked lovely, and with items of all sizes and prices, I'm sure it will do well. Back in the new town, but this time more towards the Centro area and just at the back of the Belroy Hotel and Apartment Complex and just up from the Hotel HB Centre, we can just see the blue striped awnings of what was one of the few remaining original Spanish-run Todo shops here in Benidorm, selling anything and everything from as little as 100 pesetas back in the day. This has now become the massage parlour of Relax Massage, with prices starting from €30 for half an hour's relaxation, and with opening hours from 9 AM until 6 in the morning, it doesn't sound dodgy at all. Finally, in the central area of town, along Quai de Esperanto, and almost opposite the complex of the 3-star Hotel Poseidon Resort, we see what was formerly the Spanish coffee shop and bakery of Delicias, has now become the cafe and tapas bar of Novo Egunon, with the former Egunon Cafe having been situated on the same road but further down on the other side, so surely location wasn't an issue, but maybe the rent was. This brings us to the end of today's vlog, and I hope that you've enjoyed this latest tour with me of a whole new batch of bars and businesses in town that you may not have seen since you last visited Benidorm, and let's hope they all have a very successful and bright future ahead of them. If you did like this video, I would ask that you please give it a thumbs up and like it, or maybe just make a comment or add an emoji, or share this vlog, or consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't yet already done so. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you out and about next time. Maybe filming some of Benidorm's new bars and businesses, who knows. Until then, take care, bye for now, and catch you again soon. Cheers!